And our fourth and final main topic today is this. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is here. It is upon us. It dropped last night on Disney Plus at 2 a.m. I waited up to try to do a show or do something, but I could not do one. So I'm going to just give you my little bit of a spoiler-free review right now, and then maybe on Sunday or something, we'll get Lucas and Trevor in here, and we can do a open spoiler discussion where we can talk about all the stuff that I'm not going to talk about right now. So specifically, what I really want to just say is, going into this, I had very little expectations. I had the expectations of, what everyone has told me about the Star Wars holiday special, which was, it's really bad, but it's kind of in a way, and Shane, I don't know if I've even asked you this, but would you agree that Star Wars holiday special, as bad as it is kind of like a cult classic in our...
Sadly. only because there are so many hipsters and poser d-bags that want to seem cool because they used to know, right, because they like know something about. Because when I grew up as a Star Wars fan in the 90s, unless you saw it on TV or you went to some comic book show and got a bootleg of it, it was impossible to get. Right. But now it's the internet age, and now you can impress your friends by saying, Kashyyyk is where the Wookiees are from.
Even if you knew George Lucas,
yeah,
you weren't seeing it.
No, yeah.
You could be his son.
I mean, get
out of here, son.
I read interviews like with Carrie Fisher saying she had to ask Lucas for a copy. Even Carrie Fisher, who was in it, couldn't even see it.
Right.
She had to go to the creator of Star Wars.
But again, it has become sort of a cult classic, right? And it's something that people often talk about. And so that's kind of a play of what it was. Like I said, quick thoughts. Like I was telling you, Shane, I read an interview with Gunn, who said he wrote it in like 5 hours. Mm-hmm. Maybe less. I mean, this is one of the most poorly written things that has ever been like spent money on this much or whatever but it also kind of, it's fitting in a way because again, I guess you kind of expect it to be bad in a way, and it kind of feels like that's what they're going for, and I understand that. But I say often, you can't feed me shit and tell me, well, it's supposed to taste like shit, and me go, oh, well, now it's good. Mm-hmm. And so first 15 minutes, I'm just like, this is stupid. This is so stupid. But we get into the Kevin Bacon stuff, which I want to say, God, how much do we all forget how much we love Kevin Bacon? Kevin Bacon's he's exactly what they portray him as in Guardians. He's a true American hero. Mm-hmm. He's legendary. He saved a whole town by dancing. He did. That's what Kevin Bacon did. And it was so cool to see him be himself and get to, you could tell he was having a blast. Mm-hmm. Like, he was relaxed. He was, like I said, being himself. It really reminded me of... something we talk about quite often was Neil Patrick Harris, and it really had that feel. Yes, and I loved it. I really loved all the Kevin Bacon stuff. But then we get back, to Nowhere, which the Guardians apparently purchased from the collector. Really weird. But anyway, we get back to Nowhere, and then we start to get into the feel of Christmas and the reason why they're doing this, the reason why they're abducting Kevin Bacon, the reason why the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special is existing, and the reason why the Star Wars Galaxy holiday special existed was because Christmas can really make us feel this special, special way. And the only way that I could say is, again, it was very heartwarming. I couldn't use that word enough in this particular situation because there was lots of times where I was just tearing out of my eyes because at the end of the day, it made me remember that it's Christmas, guys. It's about to be Christmas again. And I think we can all agree that there is no feeling that matches that feeling. And it's so weird because we never think about it outside of us, as we always do as human beings, right? Mm-hmm. But Christmas doesn't exist on Xandar. or on planet nowhere or anywhere else, right? Well, and maybe it does, but as far as we know Christmas and we celebrate Christmas, and it is kind of unique to us. And they delved a lot into how all these other people have no idea what Christmas is. And they've gotten this little information and tried to put together their idea of it. Like they think that Santa shoots missiles at your toes and stuff like that. Like, it's so funny because, again, I've never thought about how Christmas to someone else would just be so weird. Like, wait, who's this fat old dude with a beard? He's coming in all your houses. Well,
that makes me think of any time you hear about other countries' Christmas traditions. Like Krampus or something. First time you hear that, Krampus, you're just like, whoa, that's what they celebrate. Holy cow.
Yep.
Classic Germany.
It comes around and smacks you with a wood.
So I'm sure it is like that, because I get that culture shock too. It's like, whoa, your Santa's totally different than my Santa.
Right. But ours is like full of joy. Our whole thing with Christmas is like this joy, heartwarming feeling,
family,
right? Togetherness, gift giving, receiving. Like, there's just so much importantness to Christmas. And it's funny because me and my wife talk about all the time how we hate holidays. We hate that. First of all, pretty much every American holiday has been stolen from some other, mainly pagan holidays, but
you could say that about
everything since the beginning of time. True, I understand that. But
every Christian holiday,
but you can't. I mean, Chinese people have some traditional, like Independence Day. For us, for an American, is a true holiday.
That's an American holiday.
Yes, that's
nowhere else in the world is it celebrated.
That's right. That's a fact. It's a true
and Columbus Day, even though we don't do anything.
And there's holidays like that I kind of can respect in a way.
I guess.
But
it's an American holiday.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving there's so much bad around that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you could say that with any, right? To me, what Thanksgiving is about is, a lot of times we aren't grateful and thankful for the family we have, the food that we're able to live, and even though how bad your year has been, on Thanksgiving Day when you're around the family table and you're looking at people, you're just like, you know what, it wasn't too bad. It's all right. It's all
right. And that being said, Christmas does that times 100.
If it's on steroids.
Thanksgiving is making you feel that way. Christmas is like cradling you. It's like, no, it's all right. Like, it's trying to put you to sleep, And I was telling my wife the other day, after watching Spirited, it inspired me. I'm like, dude, we got Christmas's house up. Like, I want to try. We got all this shit. Why are we not in this mood? I feel so good now. And this movie, like I said, or this holiday special, and this isn't that long. It's 44 minutes with credits, with maybe 38-minute movie. There's a post-credit scene and stuff. So, yeah, maybe a 38-minute special thing. And, again, it's as bad and poorly written as it is, and as bad overall as I thought it was able to do one thing which I thought was redeeming for the whole thing, which was remind us all what Christmas is about and how it makes us all feel. And I think that is so important, especially that I'm so glad that they chose, because I kept saying, why wouldn't they make this a Christmas thing? Put this out Christmas Eve when we're all sitting. But now I know why. Because, again, it really gets you
ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, and also gives you a chance to talk about it, and then when Christmas rolls around, you watch it again.
Yeah, because again, 38 minutes, and who cares? But yeah, it definitely, like I said, I was surprised how many times I cried. I will say that, and I told you this too, and any of you guys in the chat that know me know that I think that Yondu's death in Guardians 2 is like the, most what's the word? I
don't know, devastating or impacting.
Impactful. It's one of the only real and like consequential deaths that we know is definitive, and the way it happens, and he has the Ravager funeral. I cried during that shit, and I hardly ever feel that way during Marvel movies, but then we get I don't want to spoil anything, but we get some flashbacks of him and Yondu. It actually opens up with, he's been abducted by Yondu as a kid, but he's been up there with them, living with them for some months, and he wants to celebrate Christmas. And obviously they have no idea what Christmas is. They're Ravagers from an alien planet.
So they've got to learn what Christmas is together.
And this is animated, and I love that. It's very Christmas animated.
Is everything animated in this?
Oh, okay. No, just like
the Star Wars.
Yes.
Because he's Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, that's right. Yeah. And so just the part with Yondu. So there's a couple parts, but in the beginning, right at the beginning, they hit you with this. So you see Quill as a young kid. He's like 9. He's on the floor wrapping like little gifts and putting names on them. And, Yondu comes over and he's like, "What the hell are you doing, kid?" And, it seemed, again, the writing's so bad. You're like, oh my God, who wrote this? An 8-year-old? It's so, we ain't celebrating that. And, oh my God, I can't even deal with this. And then at the end, there's a moment that like brings all that back, and ties in everything. And that moment, I think, is the moment that really made me cry and think that, because what happened was, again, without me spoiling anything, what happened was you took a guy that knew nothing about Christmas, and he realized it. He realized what we all know. And once he did, Christmas was Christmas for him, just like it is for everyone else. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was so touching, that Christmas was so powerful that even a dude that knew nothing about it could feel the power of like getting a gift or something and realize, damn, like this means something. Mm-hmm. And I can't take this away from this kid. And I thought that really, and that's how it ended. And I thought that redeemed it all. I was like, you know what? As bad as this was, we all should watch this to get ready for Christmas.
There you go.
Those are my thoughts on it. And like I said, I hope we are able to do an open spoiler discussion with Lucas and Trevor or whoever, so we could talk more about all the, MCU, other stuff about it.
Easter eggs.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to quickly say something I loved about it that I knew and expected, and he is part of the Guardians now, is Cosmo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, loved it.
I don't know if I know who that is.
The dog in the spacesuit.
What? Superman's dog? Crypto, the super dog?
No, Cosmo's like the original comic book dog.
Oh, okay.
A hero. Yeah, he was like really early on in Marvel, and he's like a dog that they like had sent up to space. You know how they used to do that?
Oh yeah, the Russians did that.
Yes,
yeah.
And somehow something comes along and gets him and gives him like the ability, like puts a thing on him where he can talk and shit, and he becomes Cosmo, this like space dog or whatever.
Okay.
And he has.
I remember a Hanna-Barbera cartoon similar to that.
There you go. And he has like telekinesis. He can move.
Okay.
He can move stuff, and it's the thing I love the most about it was played by a dog. Like it
wasn't CG.
Yeah, we didn't bring in some bullshit, and I mean. It talked, and when it talked, it didn't need to be CG because it's like a caller. Like I said, the people that found him had the technology to put this thing on him that when he thinks what he thinks,
it comes out of a voice box.
Yeah, right. It's like I don't want to do that. Yeah, right, for sure. But it sounds very kiddish because he's, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
It's just like when we seen Howard the Duck in Guardians and
oh yeah, he
like
was
that.
in too.
Yeah, I love Howard the Duck. I love those little obscure characters
of the galaxy.
Yeah, the first one's not great, man. Yeah. The second one's good though. But the holiday special is worth a watch. Like I said, especially if you're into Christmas filling movies like you are, like Halloween, it'd be worth it. I think it's also very short. It's not a movie, it'd be over before you realize how bad it was too.
It's a Hallmark movie for fanboys.
yeah, for sure. I'm glad they did it though. It does seem like they were trying to, that this movie or this holiday special kind of had to happen for Guardians 3 because there seems like there's a lot of setup. Like Cosmo. Now we know Cosmo's in the Guardians.
Can't stand
that. Then there's some other things that, again, I don't want to spoil, but we find out.
Remember, you got to watch other stuff to prepare for other stuff that's going to prepare you for other stuff.
Yeah, right.
But if you watch that other thing, it'll help you understand this thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep. but yeah, and so it seemed like there was a lot of that going on for sure. That they needed to let us know, so that way going into Guardians 3, he doesn't have to waste 20-30 minutes kind of retelling us.
I feel bad for anyone that didn't see it then and is going into Guardians 3 going, what's going on here?
Right. They got a dog that talks now.
Right. I wish they'd explain that.
Or like Groot,
you had to watch that other thing.
Groot is now. I don't know if you've seen this evolution, but so Groot, when we first meet Groot in Guardians, you've seen him.
Yeah.
He's like an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, not an old man, but he's full grown. Let's put it that way. And then he at the end of Guardians, he like wraps around everyone and he breaks, and they have to.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he dies at the end of the.
I think
Guardians.
I was happy about that.
Right. That was a sad part, actually.
No, nothing was sad.
And then,
except for
at the post-credit scene, we see
movie.
Rocket take a little like stem of him and put it in a pot. And then
I remember selling those at the comic book store. I didn't understand what it was, and we had like the dancing ones, like the flower, and it was like in a little pot.
So then he grew up and he got like the little baby Groot, and that's what's in Guardians 2. And of course they did.
It's just like Baby Yoda.
There was
cute.
like no marketing.
Now your favorite character is cute and wears a diaper.
There was no marketed character that sold as much kids' toys as
this
Baby
is
Groot.
all your guys' fault.
And so then, in Infinity War, which you did watch with me,
I did.
We see Groot's a teenager,
and that was the worst stuff in Infinity War. If I could have a do-over, I would take out all the Gamora and Guardian stuff. That was all the worst stuff.
Well, the Rocket and Thor going off stuff was cool. I like that stuff. Them going to Nidavellir and all that.
Who
I like
cares?
that. And him using his arm to help Thor make the hammer.
Just
I like
filler.
Okay.
It looked good.
Yeah. But anyway, you remember Groot, what he looked like then, right?
Yeah.
He's like a teenager then.
I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it.
Maybe, but
because I didn't see the fight.
Yeah, so before we seen that, he was a little like a toddler. So now he's one of those you know how they get all skinny and weird looking kids as they're growing up. That's the version we've seen in Infinity War. And then now the version he is kind of like like a jock in college. Like he's I'm Groot, and he's buff.
Oh, we get another Hulk character. It's Groot time.
Groot's way more intelligent than Hulk.
Okay.
Like Groot can.
But now he's this jock guy, right? And he's like,
he's going through his phases because he's regrowing, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's how he was in Infinity War. He was like playing games, and people were like, Groot, put the games down.
Everybody in college
acts
acts like a jock. It doesn't matter if you go to a Japanese college person or an Argentine.
Well, every college has.
They all talk like American college kids.
They all have jocks. That's
for
sure.
Groot's this American-centric college character.
He is, right?
He's from America.
We created Groot, right?
No, I don't know. Did we?
Americans?
I thought he was a space character. I thought he was from the space area.
I mean, but we made Groot.
Planet.
Americans made Groot the character.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh
so, I mean, he is American, right? I mean...
You see how lazy this writing is? You can see that, right?
Shane, I'm telling you right now, give me Friday Night Lights... Groot plays quarterback.
I would watch that. I would watch that. Okay, this is what I have to say about that. Clear eyes, full heart. You can't lose.
I am Groot. There's like a bunch of words coming up. Everything. I am Groot. Guys, listen. We got to go out there. Like he's coaching.
Oh, he's coaching
right.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, interesting to see the little... growth of the character, though. I have not a lot knowledge of the comic book character Groot.
Yeah, who cares? I don't either.
Yeah, right. So I didn't know how it works or how he works, but it's really interesting to see that there is an evolution to it.
He's like the Chewbacca of the series, right? Because Guardians was meant to be a Star Wars ripoff.
That's right. He is Chewbacca. That's a fact.
Because Cosmic Comics were tanking so bad that Marvel actually got rid of Jack Kirby, the master of Cosmic. And DC was like, all right, you can do your new gods here because Marvel didn't want to.
Yeah, that was one of those examples of like when Disney got rid of James Gunn and DC was like
picked it up. Yeah,
what a bunch of idiots.
Then it didn't do well because it's Cosmic. No kids care about Cosmic, and then Star Wars happens, and then
now we all care about Cosmic.
Now we all care about Cosmic. So Guardians came out of that. So yeah, I always thought Groot was the Chewie character
because like Chewie can only go whatever. Exactly. This dude can only say I'm Groot. Yeah,
can they all all understand Groot, or is it just one person?
If you remember in Infinity War, there's a scene where Groot says, "I am Groot" to Thor, and Thor responds to him, and they go, "Wait,
you can understand him?
You understand?" He goes, "Yeah, it was an elective on Asgard." Right.
Because I guess they have college
like Spanish
in Asgard, because everything goes back to this country, to this culture.
Americans.
Oh my God!
You can't keep life out of art, Shane.
This is why I love Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, because there isn't. It's not like Harry Potter where there's classes and sports and stuff. We
need classes.
World.
We need the wizarding hat.
No, we don't.
We need that hat to tell us where we belong.
Feel like
Shane.
I'm in a completely different world that I've never seen before.
Listen, we all need a hat to tell us where we belong. The fact of the matter is we'd all be better off if a hat would just tell us.
Can you bribe the hat? Can you like slip them a 20 or a $100?
I don't think so.
Hey, I want to be in Slivery.
You could probably
whatever it is,
put a curse on him or something and make him say something else. Like you put him on. He's like, Los Angeles Lakers. Woo!
Number one, baby.
See you soon, LeBron. I wish it worked that way. But anyways, so again, I honestly, overall, I thought it was it had a lot of redeeming qualities. That's what I would say about it. It really was very poorly written, for sure. I mean,
but it was supposed to be.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It even seemed like there was a lot of probably what do we call that when we just make shit up? Not ad lib, but
ad lib, improv.
Yeah, it seemed like there was probably a lot of improv going on.
Probably a lot of reference
with the Kevin
humor
Bacon stuff.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, ton. I mean, there's a part where after Kevin Bacon, because Kevin Bacon's like, get me the fuck out of here. I've been abducted. And at some point, he realizes why he's there, because this kid and the Christmas, and he decides to stay and, sing and do these things to make Christmas good for Quill. And at some point, he's leaving, and it cuts to... what's the girl's name that's blue? Nebula. It cuts to Nebula, and Kevin Bacon's like, "Okay, guys, I'll see you guys for Easter." And Kevin Bacon walks away, and it cuts to Nebula, and she goes, "Huh, I guess all actors are pieces of shit." Yeah, just something like that.
How does she know who Kevin Bacon is?
Because Quill has always told them. See, their idea of Kevin, you will enjoy this part, because they abduct him because they think Kevin Bacon is an Avenger.
How would she know that all celebrities are pieces of shit? Is that what?
That's what Quill told him.
Yeah, all celebrities.
Yes, that's what he's told him, is that everyone except Kevin Bacon and Kevin Bacon.
This is why people love Guardians so much, is because they love reference humor.
Yes,
so
for sure.
much.
Yeah, for sure.
The laziest of all humor.
Yeah, it's just, but it sells so.
Yes, it does.
It's the thing we talk about, like with YouTube, with the hate stuff. It's the dark side. It's the easy, quick way to just let's reference shit people love. Everyone loves that.
I don't have to write the joke if I just reference the joke.
Right, it writes itself.
I just need to remind you of that joke.
That joke. Right. Just,
remember
the
that
best
time
things,
you laughed?
The best things that do it is like Family Guy, right? If you think of one of the most iconic,
I don't know if the best they do it, but they definitely do it.
I'll give you an example. One of the most iconic.
No, I'm not saying that they don't. They definitely do it the most.
Yes, but some of the best times ever. For example, remember in YouTube the peanut butter jelly time? You remember that video?
Sorta.
Okay,
God, it's been a while.
But most people don't remember it from Family Guy, because when they redid it, they do it with Brian in a banana suit.
Okay.
It's just hilarious. But that's a perfect example of it. He sang the same song. We knew the joke.
So I can't wait in Guardians holiday special in 10 years, whenever your daughter's older now. She's 10 or whatever, 12, and she's just like, I don't get that joke. I don't get that joke.
Right.
Why is that?
Who's
funny?
Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, it's just like you got to explain everything, because everything's a reference. Yeah. But it sounds like it does keep the holiday spirit, which is what it's about.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Yeah,
and like I said, will click with anybody,
for sure. And like I said,
including a Grinch like me.
If you're into stuff like that, you definitely go check it out. It was fun for just that, for sure. But guys, have you seen it? Have you had a chance to check it out? Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below.